Hello, today's video is actually a request. Yes, I know, I'm not the top 40 on the radio, but I've got a request which is nice. Someone basically did a comment asking me to do my top 5s. So today I've done my top 5 albums, but not my actual top 5 because, well, I'll explain. I wanted to do a top 5 more sort of set a few rules. One, all the albums had to be different genres, so there's variety in there. And two, they all have to be by different artists, but also three, I set three rules. Three, I want them to be slightly more obscure ones. Now, I'm not being some sort of, wanker who's like, oh, all my favourite artists have three listeners on Last FM. I'm not being that twat. But I wanted to basically, I didn't see the point in me doing this and being like, yeah, I'm a big fan of Thriller by Michael Jackson, and people being like, yeah, that's the top selling album ever, we all know that exists. I wanted to sort of bring to light albums people might not have heard of and artists you might not have heard of. Although some of them are fairly well known, like there's one that was nominated for the Mercury Music Prize, so, I'm not intentionally picking tiny things, but I wanted to sort of make an effort to shine a light on people you might not have heard of. So it's not in an order either. I've just picked five I like. So the first one is Minnie Birch with Tethered. I love Minnie Birch. She's sort of a folk singer-songwriter, and she's very good at songwriting. Very, very good at songwriting, and very, very good at performing and singing. It's just very nice, very sort of easy listening, but also there's a darkness in some of the lyrics, which really it's really nice. It's like the proper grim fairy tale sort of darkness. So it's kind of soft on the outside, but when you delve deeper, there's like a real sort of undertones there. She's really good, and I picked the album. I mean, it's the only album that's on Spotify, to be honest. Like Tethered is the only album of hers that's on Spotify. I've just checked, and it is. And I don't know why, because she released a Settled EP, which is beautiful and amazing, and Floundering is amazing as well. So I don't know why they're not on Spotify as well. But yeah, Tethered, give it a listen on Spotify because she's probably the smallest artist on this list, and she deserves more people to know her because she's great. Number two, I'm just checking my list. Here we go. Number two is Ill Manners by Plan B, who, I mean, that's probably one of my favourite ever albums. I think it's amazing, and she used it during my show this year in Edinburgh, and it's just fantastic. It's like angry rap that's political and truthful, and it sort of tells a story throughout the album because it's actually taken from a film soundtrack that was directed by Plan B. But yeah, really, really good, powerful rap that I think it's the kind of rap that should, even if you go, I don't like rap, most people who listen to it go, okay, I don't like rap, but I see this is good. You know what I mean? I think it's really, really good. Ill Manners by Plan B. So, and that was the one that was nominated for the Mercury Music Prize. And it's a fucking brilliant album. And I mean, it's got a song that um, calls David Cameron the C word. I mean, it censors it, but it calls him that, and it got to number 6 in the charts. And this was before all the Leave nonsense, so he predated that. But good job. Number 3 is the Spook School with Try to Be Hopeful, and these are more sort of, I guess, punk rocky, but also poppy, like punk rock pop. I would sort of say they are, and they've got really nice lyrics about like anxiety and feeling awkward, and I think it's going. No, did it go? I never know if this goes slow motion. I think because if I use my laptop when it's not charging, I think sometimes it struggles to film. But anyway, the Spook School do really sort of a lot of songs that are about anxiety and mental health, and also being queer and not feeling like you fit in, but do it in a really nice, upbeat way. So you kind of feel like, shit, I'm not alone. But at the same time, you feel like, oh, I'm having fun. And they're amazing. They're so, so good. I really would recommend you check out Try to Be Hopeful as well. It's a fantastic album, especially if you like that genre of music. And I mean, all of their albums are great, but that's my favourite by them. Next one is the Gaslight Anthem with the 59 sound, which is more just a typical rock album. It's more, typical sort of, I don't want to say classic rock, but I think people kind of call it that. And Brian Fallon, the lead singer, is just a fantastic songwriter. Like, he's the kind of person who, okay, that's definitely gone slow motion there for a second. It definitely did. But Brian Fallon is an amazing songwriter, and all of his output is just quality. Like, how can you consistently write such good songs? And the 59 Sounds, the first album that I really loved by the Gaslight Anthem, and I still really love it to this day. And it's just got a lot of quality tunes on there. You know, if you like rock music, give it a listen. I'm not a music journalist, I should clarify, but this is just my list where I'm saying if you like the sound of these, give them a listen, because I love them all. So the last one is Scroobius Pip with Distraction Pieces. Now, Scroobius Pip is like a spoken word artist. So I guess it's kind of got a little bit of crossover with rap, but it is a different genre in itself. And he's quality, and I love the whole story of him. Like, him and Dan Lasak recorded their first songs in his bedroom, and then they managed to reach the top 40. Like, it went viral on the very early days of YouTube and got in the charts, which is amazing. That's amazing. So Scroobius Pip's album Distraction Pieces, and it's just, again, really well written spoken words, and really can sort of hit you at points, make you think, and really also it's got really good production behind it as well, so it's quality music. So they're my top 5, and this would be self-indulgent, but because it was a request, it's absolutely fine. So if you can check those out, maybe let me know what you think if you check them out, and yeah, see you tomorrow.